Most hunters would walk up to this, smile and think, beauty, fresh sign. And they're right. But here's the thing. This doesn't actually tell me where the animals are. It tells me where they were. And if I start hunting right here, there's a pretty good chance I'm already behind them. What I'm really interested in isn't the tracks. It's everything they can tell me about where those animals are likely to be right now. Once you start looking at sign that way, hunting stops feeling like luck and starts becoming a series of good decisions. I reckon one of the biggest mistakes hunters make is treating sign like the finish line. You finally find fresh rooting, fresh tracks, or fresh droppings, and suddenly that's where all your attention goes. You slow down, you hunt that patch, you maybe even sit over it. But the more time I've spent hunting, the more I've realised animals don't live where they leave sign. They leave sign while they're travelling between everything they need. Food, water, shelter, security, breeding areas and escape routes. Every bit of sign is one piece of a bigger story, and if you focus only on the sign, you're only reading one page of the book. So how do you actually read the rest of the story? Whenever I come across fresh sign now, I try not to get excited straight away. I start asking questions. Why here? Why today? What brought them here? Were they feeding, travelling, resting, passing through? What's nearby? If pigs have rooted this clearing, what are they eating? Where would they have felt safe enough to bed afterwards? Is there water close by? Could they smell danger from here? How does the wind usually move through this valley? Where's the thickest cover? Could they see anyone approaching? Those questions are often worth far more than the sign itself. Eventually, those questions start joining together, and that's when the hunt really begins. Let's say I find fresh pig rooting. A few years ago, I'd probably slow right down and just hunt there. Now, I almost do the opposite. I stop, I zoom out. Where's the nearest water? What's the wind doing? Where would I want to sleep if I was a pig? What's the easiest way in without exposing myself? Where would I expect them to travel this afternoon? Instead of chasing the routing, I'm trying to build a picture. Because if I can predict where they want to be, I'm suddenly hunting tomorrow rather than yesterday. And that tiny change completely changes how I move through the bush. Honestly, I think one of the biggest shifts that any hunter can make is to stop asking, where are the animals? And start asking, if I was that animal, what would I do next? Where would I feel safest? Where would I go if the wind changed? Where would I disappear if another hunter walked in? Where would I feed without exposing myself? Animals make surprisingly logical decisions, and if you can understand those decisions, you stop relying on luck. And that's exactly why the same thinking works for almost every species. This isn't really about pigs, and it's not just about deer, or goats, or tahr. It's about learning how animals use their environment. Every species is different, but they're all trying to solve the same problems. Find food, avoid danger, conserve energy, stay alive. Once you start recognizing those patterns, you'll start seeing opportunities that used to feel completely invisible. I still get things wrong, probably more often than I'd like. Sometimes the sign tells a story and I read it completely wrong. That's hunting. But every hunt becomes another chance to learn. Every track, every rub, every rooting, every wallow, every scrape. It's another piece of information. And over time, those pieces start turning into a picture. For me, that's one of the things I love most about hunting. It's never just about pulling the trigger. It's about trying to understand the bush just a little bit more every time you step in. Because once you stop chasing sign and start trying to understand what it's trying to tell you, you'll stop hoping to find animals and learn how to predict where those animals are going to be.